Hello, I'm Xueer. My work is mostly developed through the medium photography and moving image. Currently, I'm working on the moving image and photography project that explores the cultural obsession with the construct of beauty through selfie performance. When the developed images of women circulating in the mass media have become the main guide for women's own construction of their body, it's just becoming an exterior perfection that people will never achieve. We gradually lose ourselves when we pursue the constructed identity from the outside world. However, it's a challenging issue for females to protect themselves from the constructed power. In drawing from the feminist theory, the struggle for identity maintains to be in relation to the conditions of beauty. This is also the statement of Clovis in 2011. The pressure and power struggle between men and women become gaze, where Malvi argues that the male gaze is a social construct that forces the audience to view the perspective from a male viewer. The woman viewer must represent herself as the role of the male gazer to look at the objectified female through the perspective of the male patriarchal society. This work aims to question the effects of societal expectations of ideal identity on women through the exploration of constructed beauty that derives from the patriarchal society. I believe that the starting point of a project is at the moment when you find out what your own inner obsession is, to understand yourself first and to begin a project. Working on the idea that reflects my own perception of the world, which is also the main motivation for me to start a project. As I confirm the concept to work on, I will research for the general information first. Websites, news articles, YouTube videos, Wikipedia. Everything that I can access. The broad understanding from these sources eventually construct my framework, whereby I evaluate the specific direction needed to search the academic sources. For example, before I started working on the moving image project Lipstick, the words of Cindy Sherman in 1997 on the website from the Art Gallery of New South Wales reflect the same inner perception of myself. A love-hate thing, being infatuated with makeup and glamour and detested at the same time. It comes from trying to look like a proper young lady or looks as sexy or as beautiful as you can make yourself, and also feeling like a prisoner in that structure. Then I researched the artist Sandra Ivkovic's moving image work, Makeup Make Down, which gave me the first inspiration on the form of the physical final result of my own work. Also, I combined the idea of makeup YouTube tutorials. I use very close-up shots to reflect how they do the tutorials to show the process of makeup. When the technical problems arise in my work, like retouch or post-production, I would then consult people around me for ideas and inspiration on how to solve the issues. However, majority of the time, I would continue my research online. In the instance of a glitch art project, I'm guided by lots of help from YouTube tutorials. I learned how to glitch an image by importing the raw data of an image to the audio editorial software called Audacity and performed the manipulation upon it. Then I researched the process that was introduced by Michael Batancourt in his book Glitch Art in Theory and Practice, and I learned the method called the misalignment, which aided me and provided suitable instruction regarding to what I'm doing and convinced me to continue. Attending some specific workshop can also help me a lot. I've attended a portrait photography workshop in Guangzhou in 2019. There was only 7 days of study, though studying with a professional and experimental photographer who just focuses on developing portrait photography helped me a lot in that specific realm of photography. What I got from the workshop was not only the skills of retouching, but also the mature system of post-production in the professional industry, which I cannot experience just from a single technical tutorial in YouTube. In terms of conceptual photography, it's just a common concept that you always have challenges that's difficult to push through. I've always had the obsession of being perfect, which makes me feel even anxious when I cannot attain the best result I want. When I'm having trouble in the middle of working towards the result I want, The feedback from peers, practitioners, and the research of other artists has always provided inspiration. Therefore, to resolve problems regarding to conception of photography, I always give me some time to refresh my thoughts, then come back to see the roots of my work and what the result I want my work to be, to clearly know where I am and to see the new ways to continue to go. Digital manipulation, or more specifically manipulating glitch art, is one of the main experiments in my creation. The moving image I'm working on now involves the process of glitching the video through manipulation. With the transformed sound file from video data, the most attractive characteristic of this manipulation is you will not have a specific imagination of where the result will be, because the process not only includes my intention as a creator, but also the device's potential possibilities. I think another experimentation repeat is necessary. During the process of filming performance art, I always feel like the next performance could be completed at a higher standard. So the same though process occurs, I always film multiple shots to choose the best one. Although sometimes I actually select the one I filmed at the very beginning, I believe that the time and energy you invest in the artwork become a part of the value of the work. And as a creator, it's also another way to take responsibility of my own work. Ideally, I'd like to have separate working and living environment. I like the status of immersing myself in the working environment and concentrating on the work I'm doing. It doesn't mean that I just don't work at home, since I build inspiration from different locations everywhere in my life. However, in terms of organizing and analyzing any situation in my work, I like to have a quiet place, study alone, in order to focus on the problems that arise.